The rumors were true. Apple has been working on a pair of over-ear headphones, but they're not called the AirPods Studio like we were expecting. They are the AirPods Max. Now, that naming convention is not too much of a surprise, given that we know Apple already has that with the phones like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, for example. And that's not the only thing that these headphones share with other Apple products. The digital crown that is on one of the ear cups is also something that's in common with the Apple Watch. Now, this digital crown though is used for things like volume control, playback, and Siri. So the headphones themselves are a little bit more expensive than we were expecting. Actually, correction, I should say a lot more expensive than we were expecting. They will cost $549 US, which definitely puts them in a completely different ballpark to other over-ear active noise cancelling headphones such as the Bose 700s or Sony WF-1000, which we thought these headphones were going to be competing against. So let's see what makes the AirPods Max worth that kind of cash. First up, they actually share a couple of things in common with another pair of Apple earbuds that you might be familiar with, the AirPods Pro. For example, they have H1 chips in each of the earpieces. Now, this is not only for faster connectivity, but it also enables what Apple is calling computational audio. Now, that includes a number of different features. So, of course, transparency mode, which you might be familiar with from the AirPods Pro. This is essentially piping in some external sounds to give you more awareness of your surroundings. And then you can also toggle into active noise cancellation as well if you want to, thanks to a button that is on the ear cup itself that is kind of near the digital crown. The other features that the H1 chips and computational audio enable include surround sound. Again, something we saw on the AirPods Pro that was enabled with the release of iOS 14, essentially using gyroscopes and the accelerometer in the headphones and also on the device you're listening from, such as the iPhone or the iPad, in order to determine where to place sounds in virtual space. So it does give you a surround sound experience for content that was mastered in 5.1, 7.1, or Dolby Atmos as well. And there is also an adaptive equalizer on board that's dynamically changing the sound that's coming through the headphones. Apple says up to 200 times per second, based on a number of different variables, including how the earpiece fits on your ear. Now, some of the other sensors on board are kind of similar to what we were expecting from rumors and things like that, such as sensors that are able to detect how they are placed on the ear. Say, for example, if you lift one cup up to take a listen to what's going on around you, then the music will pause accordingly. No surprises here. That is very similar to the sensors that are employed on AirPods and AirPods Pro. When you take one out of your ear, they know when you've done that and the music will pause. Now, as for the actual sound quality itself, that's going to be impossible to judge until we actually get ears on these headphones. They will be released starting December 15th in the US, so really soon. I'm very excited to see how these actually stack up and what they sound like. From the spec sheets and what Apple has told us, they will have 40mm drivers on board. Now, Apple is also saying that the sound is going to be really good across the entire spectrum, so it's going to have rich and deep bass, really well-defined mids, and also good trebles, and in the high frequencies as well, it's going to sound crisp and clear. Of course, again, we don't know exactly how that's going to sound until we can listen to them, so stay tuned for that. Okay, let's talk about the actual physical design of the headphones. The headband itself is supposed to be flexible enough to fit a lot of different head sizes. It has what's called a warp knit canopy to help distribute the weight evenly. Now, the important thing to note here is that these headphones are quite heavy. The AirPods Max are actually going to weigh 13.6 ounces, which is equivalent to 384 grams. You might think, okay, that's not that heavy, but compare it to something that I was talking about earlier, such as the Bose 700s. Those weigh 9 ounces. So there is a fairly significant weight difference there as well. Now, the cups themselves are made of machined aluminum, or aluminium, as I like to say. I will keep saying that until the end of time. And there is also what is kind of like a pivoting system built into the ear cups and to the headband. So they'll be able to move pretty independently and pivot around to make sure that they give you the most comfortable fit, and so they're not kind of squashing your ears or anything like that. Again, we don't know how exactly this is going to work or how they're going to fit until we can put them on our ears, but that does sound kind of interesting to me. Now, as for battery life, this one's interesting. Apple claims 20 hours of battery life. Now, this is with all of the bells and whistles turned on, such as your ANC and so on. This is, I guess, kind of equivalent to some other headphones, such as the Bose and the Sony. Those ones are kind of edging more into the 30 hours lifespan as well. So again, interesting to see how real-world testing is going to hold up when it comes to meeting those claims or not. The headphones will also come with kind of like a folding case, and they'll go into a standby mode when you put them into that case. Case itself, it's a soft case, you know, from the pictures. I'll reserve judgment until they're actually released. It's not a hard case, so I am interested to see how durable it is and if they will actually help protect the headphones from, you know, spills and drops and all those sorts of things, but at least we are getting some sort of case with that $549 asking price. And the headphones themselves will come in 5 different colors: a space gray, a silver, a sky blue, a green, and a pink. So I guess you could kind of mix and match with similar colors on the regular iPhone 12. So as I mentioned, these headphones will be released in the US on December the 15th, and depending on the different colors that you want, the shipping might be pushed out accordingly. But stay tuned, because we will have plenty more coverage, including our full review, some ears-on impressions, as well as comparisons to see how they stack up to other headphones, either from that kind of $350 price range all the way through to more premium studio headphones as well, kind of around a similar price point, coming your way really soon here.